Welcome back to Leyshon Park for the Div 1 Hard Sport Cup Grand Final. And at half-time, it was Noosa 10-4-64 leading Maroochydore 3 straight 18. Barry Gibson in commentary here with Danny Craven. And Danny, you've gone away, you've had a look at the magnets, you've made some changes. What are you doing differently from Maroochydore to get back in this game?
Baz, nice opening words, mate. The truth was I was down at the canteen grabbing a bucket of chips so you could hook in at half-time, mate. But look, on reflection, of course, the pressure's not on us up in the box. It really is on the teams out there. And for Coach Andrew Cadzo, who's masterminded this Maroochydore team in the last couple of years to 2 flags in a row, chased his 3rd this afternoon, and finding himself down at half-time by 46 points in you'd have to say, a massive shock before we all came in today. We really thought, if anything, it could be the other way around. And at half-time, look, when you're down by that amount, there's a lot of teams are shell-shocked, and the hope factor is where you've just got to try and buy in. I think it's just a matter of this 3rd quarter. You've got to peg the lead back to something that's achievable in the last quarter. They've got to outscore them by perhaps 2, 3, 4 goals and get within that, I think, to be practical, somewhere within the 20 to 30 point mark, perhaps a bit closer if you really get on a roll. That's the one thing. Saying you want to do that and achieving it's the other thing. Their desire, they were outworked, out-muscled, out everything that first half. If they can find something in that shed, it's not about swinging the changes. Baz, he might make a couple of subtle changes. I thought they matched up okay. It was just a desire element. They were just a bit flat. They weren't working hard enough for each other. They were second to the ball. If this quarter they can turn that round and build on it for 25 minutes and then believe in that and get some belief, then I think they could be some sort of chance. Let's face it, come from 46 behind at any level of footy is a ripping victory, especially in the grand final. Not saying it can't be done, but I would argue that today might be a bridge too far.
I'm with you, but to the point of I'm coaching this team, I'm saying to the boys, nothing more about let's get this margin back to maybe 3, at worst case 4 goals heading into the last quarter. Some momentum. Let's see if we can finish over the top of them, but give ourselves at least some belief at 3/4 time that there's a chance that we could pinch this back. I think that for me would have been the focus. Don't know enough about shifting the magnets. Maybe they've got to make a few changes, get a little bit more run off half back because they don't seem to be getting the same run, albeit McKenzie did have a lot of the footy. And I think just trying to use the footy a bit better and be a little bit more economical with it, I reckon, is going to make a world of a difference. So the first 5 minutes for me is going to make or break whether they're going to get back into this.
Just checking the changes there on that, Baz, at the moment. We've got Simpson obviously still rucking, McKenzie in the middle, with Tyler Williams, the grunt man from Maroochydore, Jackson Ryan on the wing, Josh Philo, they need more from him. I'm not sure what's happened to him this afternoon. Not a lot of other change noticeably at the moment that we can see. Lockie Lang has gone forward by the looks. They're just going to lift across the ground, as you say, Baz. So let's see what they can produce.
I'll get us underway. Simpson and McDonald will go at it again as umpire Betts throws the ball in the air. Tap down, Tyler Williams on cue, comes through, but that man Simpson really quick with his hands. Ball gets just hacked forward to a contest. Mitch Woods is in there with Finn. Woods hacks it forwards. A lot of hacking going on. This looks like Hill with the ball. Knocks it out, doesn't get clean possession of it again. Young Bury's quick of hand to Simpson, runs past. Shows the ball, goes backwards to Sturton, back to Bury on the left foot, kicks it out wide towards Simpson, who's working his backside off, and he's got Stack to deal with, and Stack's happy to see it over the boundary line, and we'll get a boundary throw in just in front of the wet area of the Yeronga Footy Club, who are hosting today.
Bit of the story of the day, that I thought Jackson Brewery handled that pretty well, had 3 chains in that, but just couldn't go forward because of the way and Noosa were structured defensively, didn't let him go forward. It's a poor throw-in from the boundary umpire. The wind caught it. Connor McDonald takes advantage. On the left foot, drives it forward. They'd like an early goal, no doubt, Noosa, if they could, as Kenny comes through. He's been okay today, as has this man Lasky, as he kicks it, and it's smothered by Big Pearso across half forward.
You've got to admire Pearson. Every year he just turns up, no frills, plays his role. He's not a big-name player, but gee, he's dependable.
Yeah, look, no doubt. Again, he's one of those players. I think he's played the last 4 grand finals at Maroochydore. Won a couple, lost a couple today. He's hoping to go one better at the moment. In trouble. Jai Fitzpatrick rows it beautifully, slaps it on the boot in perhaps more hope than actual belief and it goes out of bounds on the full with that. Again, that tricky breeze playing havoc, and Lockie Small will bring it back in now. He's been okay in that second quarter for Maroochydore. Kicks it long, looking for Ty Williams. Gets his hands to it, can't complete it. Mitch Woods finds the footy, drives it inside 50 to the hot spot, right onto the 10-yard squared almost. There's people everywhere, there's not much space. It's Pettigrove and or Dwyer, and it goes over the boundary line. We'll have another boundary throw in, and again, Barry, early doors now, it's only 2 minutes in, but again, it's all Noosa at this point of the quarter.
Good pressure by Nelson there from Maroochydore. Just it looks like he's got the job on young Willow Dwyer, who's pretty lively. As the umpire about 10 metres around will bring the ball back into play. And it'll be Kenny that knocks the ball down there. Sorry, ball getting knocked around. Sturtons goes to ground. Got to keep your feet in this situation. Pettigrove's there. He's dangerous when he's around. Puts another tackle on, and that to me has summed it up. 2 Noosa players tackling 1 Maroochydore player in their forward 50. They have been outstanding, and it's going to be a shot on goal for Ryan Jeffrey, who's already got 4 to his name in front of the faithful at the Yeronga bar. There were all the Noosa supporters gathered. He's having a bit of a chat to him, and he says, "So what do you reckon? Do you reckon I can hold the banana, or do I just slot one straight through the middle?" And the gentleman with the beer in his hand said, "I'll take the banana, thank you very much."
Well, he's going for 5, Baz. Mate, I'm not sure he's exactly saying that, mate, but he possibly is. As he shoots from 40 metres on, direct on the boundary, in fact, kicks it from out of bounds, and he kicks it out of bounds on the full.
He should have taken the banana.
Probably should have, mate. Probably should have.
Always believe the guy with a can in his hand.
So Jeffrey and Pettigrove, the guys that put the pressure on that in that tackle, probably their 2 best forwards in the day so far, as Maroochydore find themselves in a familiar position deep in defence. Small now across to Nelson. Nelson chipping out to Daniel. Daniel and Small both been pretty good, the boys from the bush. Comes out now. Is that Bury again? He's been okay.
He's got more toe than a Roman sandal, young Bury. He loves to run.
Not sure who he's found. Might be Lockie Lang there.
Yeah, that's Lang. I've got the binoculars on him out there on the far side. That's Lang.
Lang on the wing, drives it forward, half forward. Looking for Josh Norman. Hasn't quite got into the game the way he'd like. He's had a few barges just like that one, but he keeps getting wrapped up just like that one as well. And the ball comes out now. Maroochydore diving on it. There's some more desperation from him, but at the moment, not a lot of impact 4 minutes in, Baz.
And it looks a little bit about what we talked about at the start of the year. Maroochydore, lots of injuries this year, bringing players in and out. Probably got their best team in right at the end, where Noosa have had that settled team all year, and that's what it looks like right now.
Yeah, you're right. No, and I think when you analyse the game at the end of the day, if it keeps on like this, that's exactly how it'll be analysed. As Mackenzie kicks the ball, he's been one of the few bite sparks through the hands of Mitch Scholar. They needed that one. Lockie Lang on the left just kicks and hopes a little bit, and it hits the post. Hits the post. Good catch, Baz, of those chips as they hit the floor. As it comes out now to Mitch Woods. Mitch Woods, he's been a rock of Gibraltar for Noosa for most of the day. Goes across, switches now. They still can't quite penetrate Maroochydore, get the score they need as Harry Marr, the trusty left of the young fella.
He's the blue-collar worker of the team, Woods, isn't he? No frills, just gets the job done. Ever reliable, and you probably don't realise he's racked up 30 and you don't even notice.
Just a clever player as McDonald on the Hill. Hill drives it forward, long kick. They can ill afford a goal here. Maroochydore's Matt Pettigrove swoops on the ball, snaps, and hits the post. And boy, gee, that's the second time he's done that today, young Matt Pettigrove. But he's exciting.
If I ever come back and play footy, I'm getting myself a headband, if that's what happens when you wear a headband, because I've been super impressed with the headband brigade today as I look down at young Cumberland in front of me, who's got the headband on too.
And there's certainly plenty of them, sporting headbands from both sides, no doubt about that, Baz. As it goes on to Noosa now, Mackenzie with the left hand, flicks it on, still on the half-forward flank for Noosa. Caught a bit high on that occasion, McCrimmon it seemed, but no, umpire doesn't pay it. He's letting it go as he should again, and we've got an injury. Is it an injury or cramp? Looks like Mackenzie.
Looks like Mackenzie down.
Is it cramp or injury, Baz? He's on his bum.
Yeah, he does. He's getting up. It looks all right.
Might be cramp, I think. He hasn't played a hell of a lot of footy this year as he goes forward, and that's, as you pointed out before, part of the problem, Baz, for Maroochydore. Kenny snaps with his right foot. Good-looking kick, punched away there by the Noosa defence. Well, the Noosa forward, sorry, and yeah, just the sign of Sam Mackenzie Adam Bobolino in the Noosa box, he'd like to see that because Maroochydore have got a lot of blokes that have come in the second half of the year. Yes, on paper they've got a really good side, but have they got the miles and the legs to win a grand final, run out the 4 quarters of a grand final? I guess that'd be a question that Bobber would have in the back of his mind, thinking maybe they don't. And right now they've proven it.
Particularly when you're playing come from behind footy and you have to spend a lot of petrol to get back in the game, let alone get your nose in front. And from what we've seen here in the first 7 minutes of this quarter, they've made any inroads at all.
It doesn't look like happening. You're right. I mean, that's full credit to Noosa when you talk about that. It doesn't really matter how much Maroochydore wants it. At the end of the day, if Noosa doesn't let him in the gate, it ain't going to happen. So Reece Jeffrey goes up in the ruck up forward. Comes out now. Lockie Small on the boot, just boots it out to a bit of safety. Tom Holt keeps it alive. They need to keep it alive, Maroochydore, if they can, but numbers are with the Noosa team. McCrimmon, Ma, long looping handball, puts Mitch Woods under pressure, but he hangs on the footy smartly, did well there. Couldn't afford to cough it up then. And the umpire's going to ball it up.
Bit going on off the ball, a few little bumps and humps going on here and there, and both teams trying to get a bit physical as Tyler Stack hacks the ball forward, and it's Pettigrove who just got knocked out of the 40 by Small. Small's been really solid today. As the ball gets knocked forward, I think that's Daniel just hacks it forward, and that Harry Maher, I think, has taken the mark back there for Noosa.
He's getting better as the game goes on, young Harry. Been a really reliable defender. Belies his years. He's been playing for 3 or 4 years, senior level, and I think he's at the ripe old age of 20. As it comes out from Mackenzie, he's been good today too, the 17-year-old. Flicks it out now, out to Buntain. Buntain, you never know quite what Bunts is going to do, but you always know it's going to be spectacular.
Liked his game today, Buntain.
Yeah, he's been
solid
good. He's been good, done his job and done the clever things well. As Baker looks to mop up. So too Sammy Nelson. He's been a rock of Gibraltar. 4 grand finals too, this boy. As he mops up, rocks up, gets the kick now out of the fence. Up on the wing, and beautifully done by Riley. Riley Buntain again. Great spoil. And Noosa.
If I have a look at the players that have dominated over the course of the game, you've had Stack bobbed up, you've had Lockie Lang in the first quarter, different players, Lasky, but Buntain's been the consistent player every quarter today, just playing his role to perfection off half-back.
Yeah, been really good. Their back six has been really strong all year, but certainly today, as you say, both Buntain and Lasky, his fellow compatriot down there, both been very good. Goes long, Harry Maher sits under it, can't complete it. Boydell, the returning lad to Noosa, off to Harry Maher again, on the left foot, chips it, beautiful kick. Finds his Noosa teammate, over to Nick Sutton, he's got space, time and space, he's 100 clear, in the centre again, just chips it forward, hoping for a mark there from Kenny, almost gets it, can't complete it.
Nearly flicked it up with his legs.
Pearson knocks it out, coming down now to Mitch Bond, hadn't seen much of him. Simo's been good, Normo gets a rare touch, and they're going to drive it forward off half forward, Baz.
Go inside, again, look at the Scollard, couldn't get the Dukes up onto that one. The ball comes out, Sutton now, brings it out wide, but it's all Maroochydore as Jackson Ryan takes a 40, bit of a sloppy kick, puts it in front of Bury. He's going to back his pace, the young fella, chucks it on the left to the top of the square, looking for the big flyer, and it's Norman that puts up the Dukes and clunks it. Great play by Jackson Bury, but the umpires reversed it. They've seen something that we haven't seen. Clearly there was a block off the ball.
Buntain.
Umpire Lucas Maher was right on it, and it'll be that man, Riley Buntain, that'll take the free kick. Deep in defence as he kicks it out to Boydell.
Pretty crucial that one, Baz.
Very crucial.
They had to kick their fourth, and it's reversed.
Didn't see what happened there.
Gee, that hurts you. That hurts you on a day like today as it gets driven forward now. Noosa into attack. Sturdo, though, leads the chase. He's been good in parts today, the big fella. Although on this occasion, it looks like he's given it back, and it's a contested footy at which Noosa's been so good all day.
You talk about the old cliche, know your role, play your role. I reckon the Noosa players have played their role to perfection. People just doing exactly what's needed to do. No one's trying to be the superstar, just doing what the coach has asked them to do. You can see that all over the ground.
Yeah, look, it is. At half time, we're trying to pick our best players and across the board for Noosa, and there was a good dozen or more who've all, without being dominant, have just been strong. And you're right, Baz, they're just playing their roles in the game. And here's another one, Isaac McCrimmon been good all day. The little back pocket, number 5, he dives on the footy, holds it up, for Noosa, and again, just does what's required on a grand final and keeps the footy locked in, stopping the Maroochydore runners taking it away.
Umpire Betts chucks it in the air again. Simpson gets up high, knocks it down. Jakey Warren's in there. Quick twists one way, twists the other way like a ballerina. And the umpire says, son, you're not going to make a ballerina if you're going to twist and turn like that, because I'm pinning you for holding the ball. And Harry Marr will take the free kick and clear it forward.
He goes forward to Reece Tarling. Reece Tarling, of course, a late inclusion for Corey Boardman, who unfortunately missed out for him with a tight hamstring. He goes forward. Reece Jeffrey just can't quite hang on. He's had a great day. He'd love to finish with 5 or 6, but missed that one. Comes back out. Maroochydore probably in the back. Umpire doesn't pay it. Comes out again further. Jack O'Ryan on the right boot. Boots it clear now, and Lasky goes for it. Overruns it a little bit. A rare mistake for Aaron Lasky, but it's to no real detriment to Maroochydore.
Been busy, Lasky, just bobbing up everywhere without having a major influence, but he's just been everywhere.
Yeah, he's just solid, and again, it's that attack and desire of the footy on Lasky that really sets the scene for his teammates. As McDonald gets the first hit to that, he's been good. He's tried hard today, along with his other fellow ruckman. Jackson Ryan again, he kicks it forward. Can't get clearance. A little tap to himself there, Scholar. I'm not sure who he was going for. He goes forward now. Oh, that was maybe a little look. Maybe he had a little bit of a peeky boo. As you would if it's you're running into serious traffic, which he was, and unfortunately couldn't get it.
I think the Stack's work in the back half has been outstanding. Just his creativity to feed the ball back. Obviously played TAC Cup, played at a decent level footy growing up, and you can just see that the way he manages himself around the contest as the ball gets chipped to Harry Marr now, who's just going to take the pace out of the game, give his players a chance to push back.
Well, I'll tell you, if Harry Marr better stop getting so much footy, Baz, because I think he's racked up half a dozen possessions in the last 5 minutes we've been talking across half back, showing his ability to find the football,
that's a good
whether
mark.
in defence.
Good mark by Big Peter Trompt out there, in front of a few of the locals who were pretty happy with his work, and the big fella just pumps it inside 50, looking for a mark, but it's all Maroochydore who got the numbers there. But a quick snap by Pettygrove. This is Willow Dwyer. He's up against a couple of big guys. Gets taken high, and umpire Trevor Donahue was right on the spot, and he says, young fella, go back and have a shot. He's about 20 metres out. If lucky, I might be generous there. He's probably 15 out on a 45-degree angle, while my co-commentator Danny Craven goes down for the hot chips that he hasn't quite finished from half-time. Leave it to me, Dan. I'll call the young bloke home.
Sounds good to me, Baz.
O'Dwyer, another one of the headband crew. The 17-year-old South East Queensland representative this year. Confident young man. He'll settle over this. He's kicked a bag of goals this year. He's had an outstanding year. Settles over it. Nice approach. Kicks through the footy. Gives the crowd the fist pump and says, get around me, because I've got two, and we're on our way to a flag. What a performance today by Noosa. You just got to take your hat off to them. I don't know any team that could have come up against them today. They've come with a clear mission, and they weren't going to let anything get in their way today, and I'm calling it now, Dan. I don't think Maroochydore can get back.
Oh, Baz, you're a brave man calling grand finals at halfway through the third quarter, but I must say I'm probably with you. 11-5-71 to 3 goals straight 18. It's a comprehensive lead, 53 points to the Noosa Tigers, and getting the first goal in the third quarter was really something Maroochydore just had to get, and they haven't achieved it. And as you say, Baz, it's going to take a minor miracle from here as it comes out to Nelson. Nelson on the right boot. Good body work by Jake Warren, but he can't. He butters up, tries to get it back now. Isaac McCrimmon, good little tackle, locking it in. And Noosa again refused to let any easy entries that are Maroochydore side. Tommy Holt rising with the ball.
Classic example. You look out here, Stack, who's so creative. He's got just hanging off the back of the stoppage. He'll swing around. They'll get in the footy. That's what you've got to guard against. Got to be a lot tighter at the stoppages. I reckon that's where they've given too much latitude today. The umpire's going to have to intervene here and throw it up, or is he going to ping him? He's pinging him! And that's going to be a free kick for holding the ball. He said that he dived on it, and it'll be Jackson Ryan that quickly swings around and plays on, pumps inside, looking for Schollard. Quick, that was your boy, Pettygrove, was it? Bodygrove. Anyway, he grew and he went over the top.
I don't think it was Pettigrave, Baz, but let's just run with that on this occasion. I'm sure on the replay in years to come, when we look at this, which I don't think we will, but I think Noosa might, if they go on to win it, I don't think it was young Pettigrave. Nevertheless, it comes out now. That was Jai Fitzpatrick, we know that much. He drives it forward onto Willow Dwyer. Now the game's opening up and Willow Dwyer's coming alive. He balks and weaves. He kicks it inside 50. Looking for his teammate there. I think it might have been Hill. Went straight through his hands. Liam Kenny on the right foot drives it forward. It's bouncing for Noosa. The ball is bouncing for Noosa as Stack shoots from goal. 45 out, and I tell you what, he's hit the post, Baz.
That's my point again. He's allowed to stand off the back of the stoppage. They get the footy out to him. Phew, they got away with one there, but beautiful play by Dwyer in the middle. He went one way, went the other. Lace out, unfortunately, his teammate couldn't clunk it, but they're just getting such cleaner entry inside 50.
Well, just that game's opening up a little bit now. I think the belief factor, Jack O'Ryan getting lots of the ball, trying to drive his side forward in the third quarter when they're looking for something, but he just hasn't got enough coming along for the ride with him as he kicks it long, looking for his teammate, but it's a Noosa mark. I think it might have been, was that Lasky perhaps? On the Woods, I reckon it might have been. McCrimmon.
No, it was Tromp again out there that took that
on
mark.
The Woods on the McCrimmon.
He's been
They've all been pretty good.
He's been good today, Tromp. Ball gets thumped inside 50. Going. Umpire Riley Buntane's called holding down on the boundary line, and the umpires agreed with him. And we're going to have a shot on goal. Let me just get the binoculars out and have a look who this is. Umpire Trevor Donahue throws the ball back. And it's young, it's Kenny, I think. It's Ryan Jeffrey, lining up for his 5th of the day. An acute angle. Will he do the AFL player run around and snap across his body, or will he go back and just back himself?
No, it's community footy, Baz. We don't no heroics in the grassroots, mate. They go back to the 1980s style. They kick it.
Benny Brown style, steadies over the footy. He's happy with his own work because he's got a handful. That's the 5th goal for Kenny today. And she's all over Red Rover. I've called it. I can't see any way back. They're on a mission today. And the silverware's going a little bit further up the highway than it went last year.
Boy, gee, it's amazing grand finals, aren't they? When you got a team that's just so much... It just has so much more desire on a given day, and you have blowouts like this, you just don't expect them. But at the moment, that's what it looks like. Noosa just wanted that little bit more.
Just got them early, got the momentum, and they just haven't let up from there. And it's hard, been tough on Maroochydore. When a team comes out and starts like that, it's hard to claw back. Not that they haven't had a crack, they just come up against a quality opposition today that are on a mission. As Woods intercepts that mark there, goes hard, Stack out the back of the contest again. He'll use it like he always does. Little chip there. What are we going to do here? Centres it in, looking for the big fella, but Jackson Ryan's there, cuts that off. Or in under the knees there. That was hard into the footy, and again, Stack out the back. He's been dangerous. That wasn't his best move. Ball just bouncing around inside the 50. Stack again, goes one way, might get pinged for holding the ball, and the umpire agrees with me and says play on the advantage as the ball comes out in front of our central commentary box.
Mitch Schollard with the football, one of his rare opportunities. Dishes it up to Lockie Lang on the left, drives it inside, but they're outnumbered. Cumberland against 4. Can he come up with it? Buntane, it is, onto Fitzpatrick. At the ankles of Connor McDonald, but he's up to the task. Back to Fitzpatrick. Now it's Reece Tarlin, the youngster. He goes forward long, bangs it into half forward, inside 50 to Brock and Sturton. Great spoil by Sturton there. Backing up is Jack O'Ryan, trying his heart out for Maroochydore, but he's wrapped up in a great tackle. The umpire says, give it to me.
And there's about 200 umpires at the Yeronga bar that said ball.
Yeah, there is, Baz. On a day like today, when you're leading by 10 goals, or near enough to, you're entitled to do that and have a beer at the same time as it's thrown up. Free kick, infringement against the big Simpson for Maroochydore. So he'll go back. He'll kick it long to the wing, looking there for his big fella there in Lockie Lang. He takes the mark. He's gone forward this quarter, had a couple of touches, but just hasn't been coming up enough through the midfield from Maroochydore. Drives it long now. Again, it's a 2-on-1. Tyler Williams against 2, and Harry Marr takes another mark, another possession.
Harry Marr, he's been outstanding this quarter as he chips it out wide.
Tarling's got it, Baz, and so have you.
Tarling with the footy now, looking to come inboard, fakes one way, fakes the other, kicks it into the centre half forward, but puts it straight down the opposition's throat, and that's Small, who's been really solid. He can hold his head high with the game that he's played, and he chips it just out wide. Okay, another chip down the line, and we've got a loose player out here. Oh, great interception there. I think, is that McCrinnon? McKendrick. Stack to Tyler Stack. He'll use it, but he doesn't use it. Made a fool of me that time. As we've got Brody Finn that looks like he's gone down in front of us in a bit of pain. That could be a knee, the way he's holding himself. The umpire might have to stop play. But the ball transfers to the other side. And that looks like Nelson's got the ball. Hasn't got a lot of options, so just kicks it out wide in the Mackenzie direction. He marks it just on centre half back, reels around onto the right, puts it out in front of Jackson Ryan. He taps it over the top, but once again, it's all Noosa. With Holt, they've got numbers everywhere. The runners coming off half back. Turnover again in the middle, and the ball gets whipped back out. Geez, it's not really going anywhere fast. Noosa again now, go deep inside, looking for Tromp, who pushes his man under the footy. Umpire let that go. The big fella there, just sort of an effort off the ground. Nelson tackled hard there by one of the small guys, and the umpire said it was in the back, and that'll be a free kick to Nelson in the back pocket against Willow Dwyer as he comes back outside. That's a dangerous kick back in the corridor, and it's all Noosa. Stack attacks the footy. Josh Norman's there, knocks it out. Mackenzie there to clean up. Good tackle, pressure. Quick snap here. That looks like Connor McDonald. And he puts it straight over the young lady's head. And she puts up 2-finger salute and says, that's another one. What a performance by Noosa. This has been an emphatic performance. And they should be super proud of their effort, because I think they got touched up in the last final by about 50 points, and it was all one-way traffic. So to come out and play the way they played today, full credit not only to their coaching staff for getting their group up, but the players and the effort that they brought today.
Oh, look, no doubt. It's all credit due to Noosa. It's rare you get junk time in grand finals, the 23-minute mark of the third quarter. It's generally the fourth quarter where there's the junk time, enjoyment time that players get when you know the game's done. But Connor McDonald celebrated with gusto, as he should then, with a great finish. And in fact, he's back up in the ruck now, buttering up, getting the head out down to his mate there in McKendrick. So, no, it's been a comprehensive effort, Baz. 13-6-84 to 3 straight 18. It's a 11 goal buffer as Lasky drives it out of defence with a nice long kick, looking for his teammate there in Tromp. Nelson on the butter up, can't quite grab it. Hill in there. O'Dwyer.
What's he going to
do? Hill swings on the right, bangs it forward, looking for his mate there in Jeffrey.
Oh, it's Pettigrove.
Pettigrove on his own, on the ground, butters up.
Oh, as easy as you like. He slams it through for another one for their 13th or their 14th of the day, and they're celebrating, and so are the guys at the bar and the gals. What a performance. As Tyler Stack comes off, and I think that he's been the absolute catalyst of this. He set it up since just after the first quarter. His ball use behind the contest has been outstanding, and yeah, you got to feel for the Maroochydore players, because they'd be looking up at the scoreboard and seeing a 72-point margin, thinking, how did we get to this?
Yep. Oh, look, it's a bit. There was shades of this in the earlier game, without wanting to talk about that too much, but where the game was pretty much gone late. And it does get to a situation where it gets a bit embarrassing for the opposition. And in this occasion, Maroochydore, at 14 goals down, are in a situation where they've just got to restore a little bit of pride. As Lasky drives forward, big long kick, as he so often does with those powerful legs of his. Out to, they're running in absolute droves here. Willow Dwyer now, he's got plenty of space, he's got plenty of run. Gives it to his little teammate there in Liam Kenny, who kicks it just sort of haphazardly at the goal. And it's going to go through for a point after Willow Dwyer goes for the spectacular scissor kick to no avail.
Very unselfish by Dwyer too. He could have just blazed away, then went for the handball. Probably would have been better off having the kick, actually. Put his teammate under pressure, but...
Well, no one bother in the box, mate. They've been working on his defensive skills and all the rest of it, so he probably would have got dragged if he had had a shot. So good on you, young Will, for doing the team thing, mate, in what looks like being a maiden premiership for you, young man, at 18 years of age. As it comes up here now, Scollard, with a very early side, or very few siders that he's had, takes a good mark, goes in 550, but once again, it's 3-on-2 in the Noosa part. Warren swoops on the ball, shoots at the post, hits the post there on that occasion from Maroochydore. It's their first behind of the day, 3-1-19, as Brent Pearson, the grand old man of the North, comes off the ground limping. He looks like he's done a knee of some description. Hopefully it's not too bad for him as it gets driven now. Connor McDonald waiting for the bounce, not a good one. Doesn't matter, Boydell mops up, gives it to McDonald on the left. He's been good. Kicks it forward, McKendrick can't quite take it. Small. As the two boys from the Ovens and Murray, Nathan McKendrick, the Wodonga lad from Wodonga, and Lockie Small, the lad from Yeronga. We've had a long history of Ovens and Murray boys, Baz, make their way up to Queensland, and that's one of my old stomping grounds, so I like to keep an eye on those lads.
Call now. I reckon Philo's come into this game. He started on the bench. I reckon he's brought an injury into the game. He's had no impact whatsoever. I've noticed he's come off a few times and he hasn't looked comfortable. So no doubt their injury toll this year has probably come back to haunt them today. A few guys, and I think they lost Gale early, and now it looks like Pearson's down. Philo certainly doesn't look right, and obviously that's had an impact on him.
Yep.
But no excuse, can't take anything away from Noosa. They have come in red hot. Their pressure's been through the roof. Their game plan's been outstanding, and they deserve all the plaudits they're getting.
Oh, there's no doubt, Baz. I mean, let's face it, it was 6 goals to 1 at quarter time, and most of those blokes weren't injured at that point, albeit perhaps a bit underdone, as we spoke about from in the latter half of the year, and that's just the way it crumbles. You run with what you run with on grand final day, and today, Noosa's match-hardened outfit have been dominant all year, deserve every little bit of credit they're going to get at the end of this game. It's, as it rolls into 28 minutes, Mitch Woods, I think it is, brings it back in. Lasky going for Pettigrove now. It's a worm burner. He's up to the task, so he's low to the ground, Baz, isn't he? Little Pettigrove, he's got the low centre of gravity.
You and I know all about that.
Yeah, well, speak for yourself, mate. I'm bloody 6 foot tall. As he shoots for the sky there, Geordie Daniel. And I tell you what, he's one that can hold his head high from Maroochydore. And they have paid it as a goal. I think it has gone through. It might have been Mitch Bond, perhaps, who kicked that Baz.
And he's give the faithful down there, most of their Colts that won a premiership this morning, give them something to cheer about, because I actually think this crowd is quite stunned. I think everybody turned up today expecting this game could go either way. I don't think anybody in their right mind saw this coming.
Oh, absolutely. Again, if you were going to take a punt, in just general terms, you'd probably say, based on the qualifying result and the way Maroochydore was shaping, that it was going to be a blowout. If it was going to be a blowout, it might be the other way. Not so much what's happening today, as you said. That's probably the shock element. I think we all thought Noosa would give a real good account of themselves, but to play the way they have has been quite astounding. 29 minutes in, 14-7-91, 4-1-25.
Warning straight up there, umpire Trevor Donoghue, they didn't have the 666 correct, so he's had to wait for Noosa to reset. They get the official warning, and we'll get a restart in the middle, and it'll be tromped up against Simpson, and my money's on Simpson. So he might have a little bit too much height here, and he gets the tap down.
They're taking the easy way out there, Baz.
And the umpire's given a free kick. He felt that he was held on to, Simpson. And, mate, he's been grand for him despite the scoreline. He can hold his head very high.
Oh, so. No doubt about it. Him and his mate Jack O'Ryan have both really tried to fly the flag without a lot of joy, unfortunately. As it comes out now, Noosa defence, as they've been all day, solid as a rock. Matt Pettigrove rolls out of a tackle. Surely not, umpire. He's paid the free kick. I don't know about that one, but the umpire's going to give a free kick. Maroochydore will have a shot after the siren, and young Mav Pettigrove can consider himself stiff. That's what I don't like about that rule, Baz. The one player prepared to get the hard ball goes in. He's got a split second to take it in, and he gets penalised. It's not a great thing.
I reckon he might have just lowered at the knees at the last minute. I reckon that's what done him over. Is Tyler Williams has a shot on goal and misses to the left. And we go into the three-quarter time with Maroochydore 4-2-26, trailing Noosa 4-7-91. We might get a quick recap of the goal kickers before we go to a breakdown. Yeah,
Baz, well, so far to this date, certainly that quarter in the third quarter, Mitch Bond was the only real goal scorer for Maroochydore. Actually, they kicked two, didn't they? They kicked a couple. So they only kicked the one. Mitch Bond kicked the one for the quarter. He was their only goal scorer, whereas Noosa kicked 4 goals for the quarter, 1 to Mav Pettigrove, 1 to Connor McDonald, 1 to Ryan Jeffrey, and 1 to Will O'Dwyer. In terms of the goal scorers at this point of the game, Riz Jeffries kicked 5 for the game, 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Will O'Dwyer's kicked a couple, Matt Pettigrove's kicked a couple, and Liam Kenny's kicked a couple. And for Maroochydore, we've had 1 from Norman, 1 from Scollard, 1 from Jacob Simpson, and 1 from Mitch Bond that quarter. And really, it's all academic from there. It's just a matter of seeing who can run the game out, play the best 4-quarter game individually. Those to see who might win that medal is one thing we'll look forward to.
Well, we might take a break and we'll see what magic we can come up to keep the viewers entertained in the last quarter. We'll be back at Leyshon Park shortly with Maroochydore 4-2-26, trailing Noosa 4-7-91 as we head into the last quarter of the Div 1 Heart Sport Cup.